Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining once again me, Robbie, on the Rad Movement YouTube channel. This is, as some of you may know, my son, Jaiden Ripoll.
Yes, sir.
Also known as JTL Jaido,
Ooh.
the world famous rapper. He's not world famous yet, but he will be. He's world famous in my heart.
Mm-hmm. Manifestation.
Yeah, that's it, bro. So, Jaiden's visiting town, and figured why not sit down and talk with him a little bit for this week's Rad video. I know I'm a day late, but I'm not $1 short. Hey, yo! Before we get into anything, I have to show you guys what's actually happening here. Empanada, my little Frenchie. Buddy, say hi to the people, buddy. Say hi. So, this dude, I went to the gym this morning, and when I came back from the gym, he was just being real weird. He was standing, well, more like sitting in the middle of the kitchen, just like shaking and staring at Jaiden for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And so we called the animal hospital, and we took him to the animal hospital. And they looked him over and said that he has a bulging disc. So, French bulldogs, as beautiful and as cuddly and friendly as they can be, can have some really shitty health problems, which sucks. Mm-hmm. So now we don't know if he's going to end up being paralyzed to any degree, but we're treating him in as per the doctor's orders. Mm-hmm. He is to be monitored if he's out of the cage. If he's not out of the cage, obviously he's in the cage. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, they don't want him to do really much for 2 weeks, and he's got prednisone to take and gabapentin, which I took for phantom pains, and some other stuff. But yeah, so that was part of our day today. Another part of our day was we went for a ride in the 59 Cadillac and ran out of gas. So, but you know, as with life, sometimes you run out of gas, right? Mm-hmm. Shit goes wrong, throw your fucking back out, and things go weird. Mm-hmm. So what kind of shit has gone right and or wrong for you in your pursuit of, musical stardom, so to speak?
Right was my first song ever that I ever recorded, getting like 16,000 listens, and that's like still my most listened to song on any platform.
Which one was that?
Which is Stupid, No Hook.
I thought so, yeah.
And that was
Where
mostly
can they hear No Hook?
On any platform, Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, anything. But yeah, that one did so well, mostly because people are, jumping on waves now, and they see someone making music that they didn't know, and they're like, oh, that's super cool. I didn't know they made music. They listen, and so show support. And then once you keep consistently doing something, people, kind of lose, yeah. Unless once they see you start going up and start doing bigger things, that's when the big stuff starts coming. But yeah, that was a good one and a bad one, because now I'm like, I had higher expectations after that, but we're still pushing. And then after that, I recorded that with my cousin and my buddy Mac Rowe here in Florida, and I'm in Indiana. So I went back home, and then I was like, man, what am I supposed to do now? Like, where am I supposed to record at? So I tried a couple of different places. There's not really much in Lafayette, Indiana for music, or in Indiana in general. And so I found this one studio, and thought it was gonna be a cool experience, and it turned out it was an awful one.
It was a learning experience.
it was a big learning experience. Went over there, recorded 2 songs, and the way they recorded was so weird. And it's like, because I guess you just don't understand like rap music and I guess anything but rock that they were doing over there. I just like one taked everything, and it was awful because I was breathing a bunch, like trying to keep up, and man, like, made me just take 2 full takes of each song, and it was so bad. I had like no time to like recoup So I did that, and I was living there for less than an hour. It was 40, I think, an hour, or yeah, I think it was 40 or 70 an hour, somewhere around there. I know it's a kind of broad. I think it was 70. So then I did that, waited months and months and months for to hear back from the man I was supposed to be mixing and fucking with it. And then he just, I was, hitting him up every once in a while, and then he finally just was like, broke it down. He's like, look, I can't do it. So here's, the recording. He only gave me one of them, but, here's the recording, do with it what you want. And then I got a text from the man that I was like, recorded, like the recording studio who owned it. And he's like, yeah, you got an invoice for 3 hours for 200 or 130 or something. Yeah, it was something stupid. It was $100, $200 in there. And I was like, wait a minute. All right, first of all, I was in there for an hour. So that should be either like, it should be like 70, 40, whatever the fuck it was. And I was like, so that's off. And second of all, I waited months and got like something I could have recorded on my phone, other than the mic quality, like it would have been the same thing. And he got really, really mad. He got big mad. And I was working at Panda Express washing fucking dishes, and this man was fucking slandering me and fucking telling me I'm a fucking, he don't want my McDonald's fucking money because I told him I wasn't paying him because I would give him the 40 or whatever, but I'm not paying him the rest. And man just started going crazy and snapping on me, and that was like one of the only.
Didn't he mumble rap you?
Yeah, you're a mumble rapper, talent, or good takes take talent, you have none, and just a bunch of good things to hear.
You were
after
17 at the time?
17 years old. I was still in high school and that was my second time ever recording anything ever. So that was like, man, I could have quit right there and just been like, yeah, like this isn't for me. I don't know how I'm supposed to do this, but after that great experience with like a 50-year-old man, by the way, but it was like a 50-year-old man.
Didn't he end up being hired by your school for the graduation?
He worked at the school for the lighting and sound and everything because he was a recording person, and he saw me at my graduation and told me congratulations, and I just was like, all right, dude, whatever. Super weird shit. But yeah, that's definitely been one. And then so that was a bad time, but good. For my graduation, this man got me my first startup to my studio set up for home. Got me a laptop that I would never been able to afford by myself, and then a couple other things that I could have afforded, but it just helped me. And he did a really good job with that. And for a minute, I was in a weird place trying to figure out how to do it. If you ever tried to record, it's a really weird process. It's like learning a new language, and it's really
it's like learning Photoshop or any other computer
program. But you got to pay $200 for the motherfucking for the program. Figure out how to use the program. Figure out how to set up the mic, because it wasn't just like a USB to the fucking thing. It was I didn't know how to do anything, and I was just like, man, this is crazy. But then once I figured that out and knew that other people were doing it that I knew, and I was like, okay, so I can do this. And then once I started just like learning, watching a bunch of YouTube videos on it, and just fucking doing a bunch of shit, I am where I am now, and I'm able to make music no matter what, any type that I want, and just figure it out. So that's been a cool experience, like seeing myself go from like just, recording. I never recorded on my phone, I never recorded anything like that. Like it was all just like, I need to do this right, and I'm gonna figure out how to do it no matter what. So figured it out, and that's the beautiful thing about it, is I'm here. And now it's just pushing it out and getting people to listen. That's all it is now.
It was cool. Last time you were here, we had a party for you, and you came here and left the party and started making music and shit, and that was really cool. Just like to step in and watch you, because, like I said, it was like watching, a younger version of myself be more interested in what I was doing with work than anything else. Yeah. It was cool to watch you be the artist at work. The little mad scientist getting shit done.
Well, shit. When inspiration strikes, you gotta take it. Yeah. Sometimes I'll have all the time in the world and all by myself and everything, and I don't get anything done because I'm just like. But lately, I've been on a good streak. It's just been about like finishing stuff. Because I start stuff and don't finish it, just like any other artist.
When you have motivational issues, what do you do? Like, how do you push past your sticks? Because I know you have them, and I know we talk sometimes, and I know sometimes we don't talk because you're stuck. So like,
yeah, and with that, usually like I don't know, I've been working with a lot of other people lately doing features and stuff. So when I'm like kind of stuck on my own shit, I'll move to a feature where it's like, you know, instead of doing a hook, a verse, you know, only one hook, but putting everything together by myself, someone sends me something with an open verse, I do that, and it kind of like opens my mind. Because like once I start, like the hardest part for me is the start of something, like the start of it and the end of it. But the start is always the worst, because in the middle I just think of everything. I'm like, oh, like, you know, just shit spilling out of my brain. Right. And like, you know, at the beginning it's just where I need to start. Like, where the fuck am I trying to go with this today? So I usually go with that. Or if I'm really just having a hard time, like I've looked at beats, I've tried multiple things, I usually will just like end up scrolling on my phone for a second, give myself a break, go eat something, you know, get out of my area. Because if I'm in my area too long, I get tired of it. Like, you know, I'm just sitting there like, I don't want to be around here. I want to go lay down for a second, you know, I want to go sit somewhere else, like get away from this. And then I go back and do it. So, you know, try not to like tire myself out, because then I'm not gonna get shit done again. So
it's funny because like that's similar to how I work when I do tattoos or any art. It's like I work on what I know, and then from there I let the other details work themselves out. And if you need to take a break, you take a break. You know, and it's interesting to like find your process. Yeah. You know, and I feel like, and it's less like looking for motivation and more just looking for the task at hand.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. What I'm trying to work on today,
right.
What I'm trying to do, like
what art is supposed to be. So
finished. And
done. So I was just talking to my buddy Jeremy the other day, and I'm actually teaching him how to tattoo. And he was watching me, and I was like, "Look, man, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and let me explain to you what I mean with that. Like, you know, I start here, and like let's say you know, that all my undertones, all my shade, you know, I know where all my black shading's supposed to go. Yeah. And like, if I don't know what the fuck's next, I'll just wait until it comes. Yeah. And he's like, it'll talk to you. And I was like, I like that. And then he told me a story about how his father-in-law says that. With anything, it'll talk to you. Yeah. You know, because you figure, it's like you said, you start. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, all these things start coming.
That's when you figure it out.
Yeah, and then sometimes like, the worst for me was, this used to happen to me a lot more when I was a younger artist, but like, I'd be like, ugh, I love this idea, and I'd start to execute it, and I'd be like, I hate this idea, let me scrap that completely, and go back to the drawing board, and you're like, oh, why do I suck? And you don't suck, you know, like, that's the thing, it's the process. Like, one of the biggest things that I've noticed in life is it's like, things feel differently than you think. You know what I'm saying?
Feel differently than you think. Well, like,
you know, things are different than what you think they're gonna be.
Exactly. When you put something on, like, you know, in your head, you know what I'm saying, or like you write something down, and then when you actually go to execute it, like you said, it just doesn't feel the same. Like, you in your head, I've thought of things, and I've had songs to this day that I think could be great, but then I've just not been able to execute. Like, the lyrics are perfect, everything in my head is perfect, like how I think I want it to sound, and then I go to try to, you know, get it to sound like that. And it's nothing. It's like, okay. So I get what you mean. It's definitely not always what you think is going to be with how it actually feels.
Right. So, or sometimes like Bob Ross, Happy Accidents. You think it's going to go this way and it goes completely this way. You know? So it's interesting. Yeah, it's really interesting. But it's cool to be able to like discuss art with you, because even though you're an audio artist and I'm a visual artist, really, very much, you know? And then like, fucking marketing and stuff, like I'm so proud of you with the marketing that you're starting to grasp, and like talking to you, and because we don't talk every single day, it's kind of cool, because then, you know, you get to like tell me all the things that you're doing, you know, and then it's really cool to hear a lot of myself in that, you know, like, because it's still weird, back to like things feeling different than you think. I didn't think having a 20-year-old kid was gonna feel the way it feels. Yeah. Like, dude, I feel like I'm your pal a lot of the time, more so than I'm your dad.
And the whole time you were like, you know, I was younger, I was like, you know, I'm his dad first. I gotta take care of him. I gotta make sure he's good. I mean, you still do take care of me and everything, but now it's
it's a different dynamic.
It is, you know, like if I hurt myself or something, you're not like, oh my god, like, are you okay? Like, you don't freak out, like, you know, unless I'm like really hurt.
It's funny as I'm looking at your eyebrow scar.
Yeah, I know.
he got cut. In basketball, a kid came down, his head came into the kid's tooth, And we were living in Indiana, and I didn't really have my circle of people around me, so I was texting one of my homies that's a doctor, and I'm like, Doc, what do I do? And he's like, I just stitch it up. I'm like, I don't got the shit to stitch it. He's like, super glue it. No, but I know what you mean. Like,
I got this nice little thing.
Well, yeah, it's different. Like, you saw how I got with him today. Like, I got all fucking scared and shook. Like, you're like self-sustaining now.
Yeah.
So, and unless it's like a car accident or something major, you're gonna be fine.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So speaking of my kids. Now,
that's weird. Huh?
So, how is being an only child for your whole life, and then all of a sudden your wacky dad says, "Hey, we're gonna have a kid"?
It's weird for sure. I mean, it's also weird because it's like it doesn't even feel like it's gonna be like my brother. It's almost gonna like because like you know like you feel like my dad obviously, but like
your homie's kid.
Yeah. Exactly. I don't even know how like I'm gonna think of like, oh, that's my brother, like, you know, because so little, like the age gap is crazy. Like I don't even know. I've never even really heard of that, like, you know, around like anybody I've talked to, maybe on you know online or TV, but like 20-year-old kid and a baby, and like, you know, that's just that's really crazy.
That was the hardest thing for me to get over.
Yeah, I mean, you're 40 with
41
gonna be 41 gonna be with a newborn, so it's like, I mean, shit, more power to you. But like we were talking about, at least you're in a better headspace than you were for a while, because, you know, it could have happened in many worse, terrible, wrong people and ways.
Dude, for real.
So that, I mean, I'm happy in that aspect, and obviously like Donna's wanted it, so like, you know, that's cool at least.
And you've been really cool, like seeing you interact with Donna, like, cause I gotta give her progesterone shots now. She was like, Jaiden, will you hold my hand? And like, this dude is like top notch. Like, I know you're going to be a killer father one day when it happens, because you've always had tons of patience and support and love. Like, you operate on a very fucking awesome wavelength, dude.
I try.
But like, it's weird. Like I said, you know, as Donna's been saying, like I fucking said earlier, like, you know, all my favorite people are here. All my favorite things are here. You know, everything that I love is here, and this, you know, the things I love the most.
Yeah.
So it's cool. And another thing, like, Donna being pregnant doesn't feel the same way as having a kid feels.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm still trying to wrap my brain around like holding my kid for the first time. You know?
Yeah, because it's just her stomach is getting big. You don't have a kid yet,
and she's complaining a lot, and she's uncomfortable, and she's vomiting a lot, and I gotta give her shots.
Sick for an extended
it's like, what the fuck? So it's really weird, man. But like, seeing how I got around about him today, made me realize how much love I've got in me to give and nurture.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
No, you're gonna be good with that shit. So you always were. I mean, it's just gonna be a little different because like whenever something happened to me, it was only you that was there. Like me would help and stuff, but like you didn't have a co-parent, you know what I'm saying, or any partner to help you. Like you had like other people that would come around, but like, you know, you were the person that cared the most and everything. So it's just like, I gotta make sure this kid's okay, because who the fuck else is going to?
There is a comfort in knowing that I'm never gonna be a single parent again, even if I was to be a single parent. Like I'm always gonna have a co-parent with Donna. Like, you know, not that we have any plans to not be together, but like I always see that like she's gonna be there to help.
Yeah, neither of y'all are gonna ever just like dip out. Like if anything ever did happen, it's never gonna be like, like sorry, like I don't know, it's not my kid. like you know.
And it's been weird, like, you know, watching you grow up, you know, with your birth mom, and then, you know, my second wife, and like, you know, the weirdnesses that happened with all of everything in these 20 years that you've been around. And like, just to see that there's a difference in stability now, like I know you're probably gonna feel a little weird about it. You know, like a little jealous, like you know what I'm saying? Like,
but at the same time, it's alright, because like, you know, I still like, I cherish all the times that we had together, like when, you know, it was just me and you and everything, and like that's all we had, and all that. Like we I don't know, we've been through so much. Like we always talk about it, but we've been through so much. Like different states, different people, different areas. Like, you know, just everything. It's just like you said, seeing the difference and all, like how 20 years can make is is wild. Like,
wait until you're on Earth another 20 years. You know
I know,
what I'm
that I'm gonna
saying?
be thinking about when I was 20. And it's,
Right. It's weird, man.
Mhm.
It's really weird.
Yeah.
But like, it's cool. It's cool knowing the human you are, because I know that you're gonna have love and respect for the baby. You know, and like, I know you always wanted a little brother or sister when you were younger. Sorry, it took me so many years to deliver.
That's alright. Yeah, that's probably the one thing I'm bummed about, is that like I couldn't grow up with them, like,
Right.
Because like I can give them tips now, but it's just like, it's almost like having like a cousin, you know what I'm saying, like a little cousin,
Right.
you know,
Right.
like that's just, it's not the same. So like it sucks that I can't, like, you know, be growing and learning with them, and like, you know, I always wanted to be the older sibling to teach them.
Right. But you are growing and learning, just with a weirder.
Yeah, a lot different.
Well, like, I never thought I was going to want to have another one, you know what I'm saying? Like, but a lot of that came out of fear of, like, I couldn't have done it alone again. Like, I could have, but that wasn't the choice, you know, that wasn't the move. It was, you know, sometimes I felt like I was barely holding on for the two of us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
And, like, you've always been amazing through that, so that's respect, Playboy.
I'm trying. You already know.
Yeah, man. So, well, let's talk about your Synergy project you've been involved in. So that's the album that he released a couple weeks ago.
It's been like a little over a month, I'd say.
So he released it, and I shared it on my page and stuff too. But yeah, you guys met on TikTok, right?
TikTok, yeah. So TikTok.
Yeah, if anybody watching works at TikTok, please tell me why TikTok hates me.
This man is the king of social media, but I can do whatever he can on TikTok. He's awful at it. Every video he posts either gets taken down or gets like 2 views and a like. Like it's fucked.
Dude, I had a good run with TikTok for a minute. TikTok said, "Nah, you were doing good. Fuck you."
Yeah. Ever since I hit that 4 mil, I feel like it changed a lot of things.
No, even before that, it was shitting off me. It was like I said, when I separated the pages. When I made my page the shop page and made my own separate page.
I feel like that made it a little weird, but that shouldn't be what it's doing.
Dude, fucking gender reveal video getting taken down for violent content.
All your shit is tattoos. So it's like, if it's me showing this tattoo or like, you know, skin tattooing, like what do you want me to do?
So yeah, Synergy.
But yeah, Synergy. That was a really, I don't know, it was a really good blessing, because I've always felt like, you know, competitive in a way for like with other artists. Like even like, you know, it's cool to support other artists, but like people that I didn't know, I was like, you know, like fuck them. I'm not trying to work with anybody, you know. And with this, I saw he posted it. Josh, main man Josh, he posted a TikTok, and at the time, I don't remember how many likes it had. I don't even really remember joining. All I remember is that I liked the TikTok, and it said join the Discord in the bio. I didn't even have the Discord app. If you know what that is, you just talk on it and stuff. You can talk with your voice on there, like in a voice chat or just texting. But so they said join the Discord. I went in the Discord. There was a couple different, like, you know, pages on there. There's like a promote yourself, and I went in there and I was just gonna promote my music. I was just gonna like throw my shit in there, and there was a bunch of people in there. At the peak of that Discord, there was 400 people, and we ended up with, I think, less, like 20 people in there in Synergy, like that are in the group. So yeah, I went in there, posted my music in there, like told them to, like, you know, let me know what's good. And I had a couple people that were, or like, you know, a good amount of people that were like, oh, like this shit is really good. And I was like, okay, I like this. I like the people around here so far. And I, like, you know, got nosy and was looking through. And they had a bunch of beats posted, because the whole thing was they wanted to make a TikTok album with just random people on TikTok, just random artists from all over. Whoever wanted to get on there and actually did something good on it, like, you know, they're gonna have a spot. Like, did not matter about any hierarchy, followers, nothing. It was just all like, you know, who's gonna put something down on this that's worth listening to, and that's like, you know, has potential. And I was looking through the beats and stuff, and I found one that I really liked, and I was like, you know what? I'm bored. I'm sitting here. Another thing, I was looking for a project to work on. So I was like, okay, let me work on this. Let me see what I can do. So I put a hook and a verse down, and I threw it in there, and I was like kind of expecting no one to really notice it, because there were so many people already in there, and so many people throwing files left and right, and just a bunch of shit. And so I kind of just like walked away from it. I wasn't on my phone for a while. And then I went back on there, and like there was a bunch of people saying, like, oh, dude, this is hard. Like, this is really good. And then one of the people that was an admin at the time, he was like, all right, I'm going to work on this right now. Because two other people had already hopped on that song. And literally within like 2 days, I had a song on there. So it was like, we were the first people to have a song on there. I was the first one to get the shit popping on that one. So that was crazy. And then after that, it was just consistency and just like meeting a bunch of people and watching, you know, people that actually stayed and meeting them and being cool with all of them and just working on as much songs as I could. And it's been a really cool experience because all of them are super cool. Everything I post, I know I'm gonna at least get 20 likes because they're right there on there, and you know that's pretty fucking dope.
That's rad to have a squad like that. Though,
yeah,
you know
and like whenever we need someone to comment, yeah, exactly. Whenever we need someone to comment, like they'll be like, oh, like comment your music down there. We all comment music, all like each other's comments, you know. So we're up there, like 20 comments with 20 likes on each of them. You know what I'm saying? So it's super cool to have like a cool group, and like it's not like one of those things where it's like we only release music by ourselves or with each other. We can coexist with our music that we make, like our
like
solo
everything.
shit. Exactly.
It's a true collective where everybody is involved in whatever capacity they want to be involved, as long as there's synergy.
Exactly.
And I love that name, dude, synergy, because it's so important, especially when collaborations with artists, if you don't have synergy, it does not work, man.
Yeah, and people didn't last because of that shit. Like, if people weren't cool, like, working with people and people weren't cool, like, with certain shit, like, it's either like, work through it or just be done. Like, we're all too cool, like, to get in there. I know he's loud as fuck.
Sorry, but I was snoring.
He's like half awake, guys.
No, but that's really rad, man. And I mean, there's got to be something about it, because the way you guys did it was very organic. Mm-hmm. It was, everybody's allowed in, mm-hmm. and then everybody filtered themselves out.
Yep.
And like the ones that truly jive are the ones that stayed. So I think that's why the album sounds so good, and it sounds so.
It was competitive. Like,
was it?
Yeah, it was competitive. Okay. Even with the people that were on there was people that, they put a verse down. There was a bunch of verses that didn't get put in there just because it was like, okay, J Knife, he put in a better verse than, Strike did, and that's just what it is, like,
Right.
So then, and that's the cool thing, like, when that happened, it was, like, understandable, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's like losing a trophy at a tattoo convention to an artist that kicks ass. It's exactly. Like, if I'm going to lose against him, at least I lost against him instead of trash.
And it was always like everybody was really open-minded and like super cool about it. And that's just what it was just a really cool experience. And everybody was on the same wavelength, and it just turned out to be dope because, we wanted to make sure people were all on it and everything. But at the same time, the best song was going to be the best. Like, it was going to be what made the best song. It wasn't just like, oh, you're my favorite or any of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it was super cool. They're all genuine people. They're all super dope. And Synergy is on every platform, Spotify, Apple Music, all that stuff, everywhere. And it's really good. You should check it out for sure.
Hell yeah. Cool, man.
Yes, sir.
Well, I think we about rounded out. I can't believe we've been here for almost a half hour.
I didn't even feel like
quick.
I feel like 5 minutes.
It really did. But I mean, this is what me and this dude do. Like, we just sit around and bullshit. Like, dude, I can't. If I know I ain't got time to talk to Jaiden, I don't answer his phone call because
we'll be talking forever.
We'll be talking for hours, and that's one of the coolest things about how you grew up, and like, how having people around that didn't form the bond that we formed made our bond even stronger.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like it was, and it was weird always looking for a mom for you, which was not really the smartest move. And never really fully filling that space, but like you always understood what I was going through, and you always learned and grew from all of the setbacks.
Yeah.
And some of the weirdest, most fucked up shit that we've been through. But here we are.
Yeah, exactly. Here we are. And it's not like any of that was going to ever affect us negatively. If it was any of the problems that we had, it was going to be with each other. It was never going to be like, just because of something that you tried to do that you didn't do successfully. Like, you don't need a mom. You don't need both parents. You don't need a dad. Like,
you can grow up without both parents and still figure it out.
Exactly. Yeah, no, for real. Because, like, that's just what it is. Like, I know people that don't have either of their parents, or, like, they have, like, people that care about them just as much, well, way more, because, they're not around. And it's just, like, all that shit is just, like, it's wants, but it's not needs. And I always knew I had him, and that's all I needed was just a dad, or at least someone that cared about me, you know what I'm saying?
I love you, big dog.
I love you. Don't cry, I don't care.
No, I'm good now. Why, you afraid you're gonna cry? And then if you start crying, then I'm gonna start crying, and we'll both be crying.
The outro is just gonna be us hugging and crying with some live music in the bag.
Please like and share and subscribe.
Yeah. If you know us, that's the big thing is emotions.
Yeah, man. But I kind of grew up. My parents were a lot more traditional, so emotions weren't really. And I don't want to say accepted, but it wasn't like your normal part of life.
Just show it.
Yeah, like I could have emotions with my mom, to a degree until it was more than she could handle. And my dad, he wasn't into emotions at all. He just wasn't the one.
No.
So I tried to nurture that side of you, and I feel like, I feel like you're a pretty well balanced individual, considering I was a party boy, fucking young 20-something tattooer.
I don't like partying, so.
See, I did it right.
I guess that's what you gotta do. Just tell me what it looks like off the bat. Being 5 years old, hanging around a bunch of drunk people, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm all right.
Until you kick one of them in the balls. This fucker kicked one of my homies in the balls. He thought he was going to go ahead and kick the small guy who just happened to be an ex-Marine. So I let him give him a Marine talkings to. You poor thing.
Yeah. At least I was too young to get my ass beat.
Right, but you learned a valuable lesson. Don't run around kicking motherfuckers.
Yeah. Especially not because it's just size either.
Oh shit, man. All right, well, tell them where you at, how to find you.
JTL Jaido Instagram, JTL.Jaido on Instagram, Twitter, Jaiden Ripoll, all that good stuff. You'll see me on all of this stuff, and then just listen to
TikTok.
music. Oh, new TikTok. It's just JTL Jaido rapping.
Rapping?
Rapping, yeah.
Rapping? Yeah.
There's a Superland. Probably changed it.
JTL Jaido rapping.
But I just made it when I was bored, and now I'm actually using it. So, yeah. But JTL Jaido, you'll find everything. So
cool beans.
Yes,
Hell yeah, dog. Well, follow him. Love his shit. Mm-hmm. Share it with your friends. Maybe
him.
Purchase some of that stuff. Purchase would be nice.
69 cents on the iTunes store.
69 cents. That's like 16 cups of Starbucks coffee if you buy 16,
little shots.
I said it wrong. You could buy one Starbucks coffee or 16 of JTL Jaido's songs.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on. I know you guys got money to be throwing at other stuff. McChicken's $1.
I see y'all with your Coach bags and your chicken fillet, all y'all chicken fillet.
I'm a fucking fiend for Chick-fil-A.
Yes,
but I'll still buy some music if if I'm loving it.
Don't bring them to Burger King now.
No, don't bring me to Burger King. I'll end up going to Wendy's instead. Even if everybody else is eating Burger King.
Even if somebody else is buying, even if he's got to go hungry.
Well,
fucking Burger King.
So Burger King, I just want to
okay, so it's only me that you'll disrespect.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Don't let him fool you. He disrespects me too.
I do.
Just in different ways.
I do.
He's got money. Fuck him. Fuck him. This kid's gonna come in and have a bunch of money. We didn't have money when I was younger, so now he's throwing it at me because that's just what it
is. Jaiden's just mad that he had to grow up with the struggling artist dad, and the new baby got the fucking established artist dad.
The Ink Master, season 5 dad.
Right.
Fucking redemption bullshit.
The dad that was like, oh man, I gotta go do this for opportunity. And now the little one's gonna be like, what opportunity? Nothing, buddy.
11 to fucking midnight working.
Oh man. Yeah. I'll be home at 8.
I go to sleep and I see him at 6 a.m. and he don't even take me to school or ride the bus. So
Oh, bullshit. I used to take you to school all the time.
Not in middle school and stuff.
Not in middle school.
Yeah, in elementary school, you had to take me. Oh.
Elementary school, I used to put you in the car with the TVs and we would watch whatever movie you were watching.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now we're just rambling. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching and listening to our, Weird Fest, Love Fest.
Do we need a thumbnail, by the way?
Huh?
Do we need a thumbnail?
Yeah, but we're gonna do that. Don't worry. I've done this before.
I just fucked it up. I was just making sure click done.
Thank you guys for watching. Like I said, as always, like, share, subscribe, and check out JTL Jaido on the things. Share them with your people. Put it on your little story.
Word of mouth.
Make a little reel about it. You know what I'm saying? Make a little TikTok video. I prefer reels because Instagram likes me. Yeah. All right, y'all. Have a great day. Have a great week. Much love. We're rad, and so are you. It's all gonna be okay. Life is fucking awesome, even when it sucks. Talk to you later.
What is the thumbnail? No, play. I don't know what to do. What do you do?